Welcome back to another episode of Never Watch Alone. I'm your host, Tim Lifefight, and we are back with unconventional Christmas specials and Christmas movies. And joining me, as always, is my good buddy Sean. How you doing, Sean? You enjoying the holidays?
Holidays can always kind of be a little bit of a mixed bag, but I certainly do enjoy doing these.
Yeah, that's fair, especially in these very strange times. Indeed they are. But, yeah, we also have a special guest, someone I could not imagine doing today's episode without, and that's my old friend, Connie Santangelo. How you doing?
Good. I'm very happy to watch my favorite movie ever.
Oh, yeah, dude. Like, that's the one thing that I was like, oh, if we're going to be doing Gremlins, we got to bring Connie on. Because I know this is her favorite movie, and it's also the movie that, she actually turned me on to it. Because even though I've been, a film geek and I love horror and horror comedy and whatnot, I hadn't seen it at all. And she's like, what? So she sat my ass down and watched it for the first time. And, oh, God, when was that?
Yeah, locked the doors of the apartment for my first year of grad school. Just like I do to everybody with every movie. You're not leaving until it's done.
Well, when was that? Was that 2014 or 2015?
2015.
Yeah, I mean, wow. 6 years.
I think I'm more surprised, not so much that you hadn't seen Gremlins specifically, but more that you just haven't gone through the list of everything Spielberg's produced.
Tell me about it.
People are always amazed when I say this is made by Spielberg, and I point it out in the opening credits. They're like, what?
Yeah, well, honestly, it's amazing that the amount of stuff that dude does executive producing, especially in the late to mid 90s when he did DreamWorks.
But this was his heyday of more hands-on.
Oh, absolutely. Producing. I mean, this was the era of not just Gremlins, but he was all. Oh God, what was he doing at the time? See, he's done so many things, produced so many things back in the 80s.
I think he also was, because I know Columbus, the screenwriter, who later went on to direct Home Alones and the Harry Potters. I know he also wrote the screenplay for Goonies, and I think Spielberg produced Goonies as well.
That's
if I'm not
right.
mistaken.
Wouldn't this have been kind of Chris Columbus's big break? Yeah, it kind of was, because this was right before Goonies. Wow.
I'm cool with actors. Who is Chris Columbus in this?
He's not. He's the guy who wrote it, and he later went on to direct the Home Alone movies and the first two Harry Potter movies.
And Mrs. Doubtfire too, which we all love. Yes, he totally directed Mrs. Doubtfire, and it's also how I imagine how Bicentennial Man got off the road or got into the ether because of Robin Williams and his working relationship with that. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. And then of course he also did Pixels. Which were like, how?
I only need to see clips of that movie, and I just want to end my existence in this universe.
Honestly, to be fair, compared to the vast majority of other stuff that Adam Sandler has put out, that is really not
I've not seen a lot of Adam Sandler movies.
I look, I wouldn't recommend his later stuff at all. Like, his early stuff was fun, his later stuff... however, I will say, for that period of time, that's kind of like, oh, you put out something that, was actually watchable. Not good, but watchable. And to be fair, that man knows what his sandbox is, he knows what his audience is, and he plays to them very well. He's one of the most successful people in Hollywood ever. So,
all right. So I'm just going to go on record to all our listeners that Sean is actively wearing a Santa hat and beard for giving such a stellar review to Pixels, because wow, what a Christmas gift for Adam Sandler to get such praise from Mr. Sean Wheeler.
First off, I will challenge you on this.
Go on.
Peter Dinklage in anything. Peter Dinklage is good. I have not seen Peter Dinklage give a bad performance anywhere ever. His 2 lines in Bullet, solid. Like, that man is a great actor.
All right.
So, Death at a Funeral. Oh my God.
Whatever.
Come on. So you put him out there,
I guess. Good. Honestly, the attitude with Dinklage on that one is like, oh man, Sandler, you can suck all you want, but leave Tyrion Lannister out of this, please. But we're not here to talk about Adam Sandler, damn it. We're here to talk about Gremlins.
Yes, give me the era where apparently science teachers are the smartest characters around, but still very stupid.
That's such a dumb. Oh, we'll get there when we get there. But I want to hear about the first time you guys watched this. I mentioned the first time I watched this. I watched this with Connie like 6 years back. That was actually the last time I seen it. So it's going to be a really nice time to revisit this because it's been a really long time. But what were your first experiences with?
Can I go
Gremlins?
first?
Please.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
so I watched this years ago. I was still living at home. I can't remember whether it was late high school, early undergrad, and because I know my little sister and I are 6 years apart in age, and I also entered college early, so that meant I could have been anywhere from like 14 to 18 when I watched it for the first time.
Gotcha.
Thing is, I loved it. It was PG, even though my parents made a point of pointing out that it's only PG because PG-13 didn't exist yet because that movie in Temple of Doom brought it about.
Yeah.
So I watched it and I loved it. When I was really little, I was freaked out by even Nightmare Before Christmas. Now I'm like, yeah, peel the skin off your face. This is dope. But I loved it. I loved how the tone of the movie twisted you around from shift to shift, trying to keep you guessing what it's gonna be. I absolutely loved it. The thing is, my little sister lost her shit and had to leave the room at about the scene where a gremlin got put in the blender by the very heroic housewife.
Wow.
She had to leave right there, and that to me just cemented it in my mind as a great movie of just like, this is what made you leave the room, Hope?
And I imagine
there's another big sibling point on you that you get freaked out by this. A little bit of a shitty older sibling thing to do, but yeah.
I imagine since then it's become kind of a weird Christmas staple for you. Because I mean, we talk about because I mean, this is the month of the unorthodox and weird Christmas movies that people are like, is it a Christmas movie?
I'm not a diehard
Christmas
person. I'm a Gremlins Christmas person.
Yeah, I'm kind of in that camp too.
Why choose? You can be all
That's
of
right.
fair, but I watched Die Hard, and I just could never really get into it. I see how it's one of those movies where I see its importance to the genre and such, but it doesn't stick with me like something like Gremlins does.
That's fair.
Well, I completely understand that perspective. For me, there's one reason and one reason only to keep revisiting Die Hard, and that's
That's fair.
Yeah. Hans Gruber is kind of the dope. And you guys can check out our episode that we recorded just last week, so check it out. What about you,
tell us,
Sean?
Sean.
So, being the fact that I grew up in the 80s,
Oh, yeah.
I saw this movie. I wouldn't say, I mean, obviously I didn't see it in theaters. No one's taking a 2-year-old to go see this movie.
Oh, boy.
But I saw this, fairly young. I mean, definitely still in single digits.
Oh, wow.
But it didn't freak me out. And I think the reason is I think I learned about this movie because of seeing stuff for the second one.
Oh, okay, right on.
Because, I was at the age when the second one came out where it's like, I'm seeing commercials, I'm seeing all this stuff. And so
You're like,
it wasn't scary to me because by the time you get to the second one, you've got, Gizmo being a badass.
I feel you. I'm actually curious what you guys think of the sequel. I have not seen the sequel. That's one of the things.
Mixed, in my opinion. I think they went too heavy on the comedy in it. But I'm always a sucker for mad scientist tropes. I just love all and of course, transformation and whatnot. But that's a story for another time. I just love all the neat mad scientist tropes they put in, the little splice gremlins and stuff. And seeing gremlins in a new environment, how they function, I think is really neat. I just think they made it a touch too silly.
That's fair. I mean, the main reason why they did that, at least from what I've read, again, I haven't seen it, but I've read up on it. And it's apparently Joe Dante was kind of disappointed with the first one and likes the second one a lot more because he's like, wait, the rules to this make no sense, Chris. Like, what is, why can't you feed it in midnight? Which is why
It's always
you know
after
you get,
midnight.
which is why you get all those jokes in the second one that poke fun at all the rules and like weird things that are going on in the first one. But and that's why Joe Dante, the director, is just like, I I don't know what the hell is going on. Like they're just fucking with people's day at the second act. We were just having a fun time.
I want them to murder people, okay?
Unless you were the crew.
Yeah, that's true. The crew had a miserable time on this one.
But yeah, so I mean that again. I first saw it when I was fairly young, and I enjoyed it in my youth, but I actually hadn't revisited it in a long time until about a year ago when I was rewatched it because I was going to do a discussion for a horror website I was writing for at this time, and my gosh, like revisiting it, as an adult, it was a lot of fun, and I forgot how much I enjoyed this movie. I was just like, oh yeah, this movie slaps.
Yeah, it does, and plus, it's super like all over the place. I mean, what's up?
There is something I want to mention. So a weird thing for me, and some of my friends royally hate me for this, which I find really funny. I've never seen and don't care to see Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah,
Fair.
same.
Never
Same.
seen it, don't care. So for me, like, my only frame of reference for Phoebe Cates was like this movie, like this franchise. And so it was really weird for me to like realize later, it's like, oh, this person was iconic for this like teen movie. Meanwhile, I know her as like this whole like fairly wholesome girl next door trying to fight monsters. All right.
I've never seen Fast Times, but
Yeah,
I haven't seen a lot of movies.
I hear it hasn't aged. It's aged better than Revenge of the Nerds, but it
Ugh.
still has not aged too well.
I am not a fan of Sean Penn. We'll leave it at that.
That's fair, but although getting back to Gremlins, have you guys heard of the what was it, the animated series that's coming out?
Wait, a Gremlins animated series?
Yeah, the Secrets of
What?
Yeah, it's coming up. It's going to be coming up on HBO Max pretty soon. I think it's coming out in February.
I am concerned, as I am concerned with any revitalizing of classic properties, because more often than not,
they tend to be disappointing. Yeah, I'm
I
with
mean,
you
the whole
there.
thing about Gremlins is they're just supposed to fuck around with shit and murder people with what they fuck around with, so,
Yeah, but you also got to do it with puppets, because that they're probably going to be... that the Hollywood studio is going to be just begging for them to do it CGI. And
That's fair.
CGI
Right,
is so not the route.
And that's the whole thing about, this movie uses practical effects because...
Beautifully, too.
They couldn't do...
Beautifully,
What?
too.
Right, because, it wasn't there to do it otherwise. For those who don't know, they tried to use a monkey in a costume, and the test for that was an absolute disaster, with it destroying the director's office and shitting on the floor.
And that's when, I think that's when the director was just looking at him like, yeah, so we're going with puppets, right? Right, all right.
yeah. So, I love practical effects. I'm always going to be a fan of practical effects, and the whole point is, the best way to explain to people, practical effects are the meal and the CGI is the spice.
The spice.
You can't just have a pile of
The
spice.
spice must flow!
Like, think about this, like cinnamon. Oh my gosh, cinnamon does a great job of perking up so many dishes.
I put cinnamon in shredded chicken.
Right, but if you try to just eat a pile of cinnamon, it's a disaster.
Yeah.
And that is the whole thing about, like, practical effects, CGI.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. I'll take that. And although, to be fair, it's really nice to see with, especially with big mainstream movies like The Force Awakens, where they'll be going back to the practical effects with even more improved puppetry and animatronic stuff. So who knows? Maybe because I know that Gremlins 3 right now is still in active development, and they're going to try to do it. And as a matter of fact, in this weird landscape of nothing but reboots and remakes, I'm kind of amazed that we haven't gotten Gremlins 3 yet. It really seems kind of mind blowing. We already got Bill and Ted 3, but we haven't gotten that.
I think it kind of depends as to who you have attached to the project, and by that I mean there's definitely certain properties, and I feel Gremlins is one of them because, if you look at the, Spielberg, Columbus, and
Joe Dante,
Dante. Those three men have had rather successful careers, and they've kind of proven, by and large, obviously there's some missteps here and there, that they have good taste. So if any of them are involved, they're not going to put up with schlock.
That's fair.
And also because of the tenures of their career, they're in a position where they can push back at studios, and the studios can't tell them
You
crap.
could just attach Tommy Wiseau to the project, honestly.
Why?
Because he has such a unique way of filmmaking that I think it would bring something valuable to see his interpretation of Gremlins and what they do.
I want to see that, but I also don't want to see that.
I was just going to say, unfortunately, he is such a train wreck of a person. And I'm not saying that derogatorily. It's just the way he approaches things is not sane.
The thing is, that's what makes him perfect.
Except not, because see, what I'm saying is, no one's going to give him money to make this movie, because no one can trust him because he's too
Give
crazy.
him money? He's a black hole of money. Haven't you read The Disaster Artist?
I have.
Yeah, but they won't give him the rights, because again, they need to make their money off of it, and no one's going to do it.
That's fair.
Yeah, because this is kind of a big Warner Brothers property and sort of thing.
This was a big enough property for them to revive the Shield.
Not to mention that they stuck it in Lego Batman and the new Space Jam movie. Yeah,
what?
So. Oh yeah, totally.
Well, and this was supposed to be a Christmas movie, obviously, and they had such faith in it when they realized they didn't have a big tentpole summer movie to go up against, Ghostbusters that was coming out, and there was something else too. I think
it was
right now.
Temple of Doom.
When they realized they didn't have that, Warner Brothers didn't have a big summer movie, they were like, "This is going to be our summer movie," and it was the fourth highest grossing movie that year.
Which
they
is
weren't
really
wrong,
impressive
but
when it goes up against Ghostbusters.
This was a franchise they were betting on, and that bet paid off.
And it's kind of but it's still kind of amazing. We haven't gotten 3 yet, but honestly, as long as they do, I just do it with practical effects, and that's probably the other reason why I wouldn't want Tommy Wiseau doing it. Not because he's weird or anything, but I have severe doubts if he could handle directing a bunch of puppets. Animatronic puppets are tough to work with. Because you got to nail the eye.
How is your ligature, Mark?
I think the best part of it, honestly, would be if that happened, and I don't want it to be. The movie would be awful. The footage of him yelling.
Now that would be a movie. That would be a movie. Oh yeah, we'll start a hashtag on that. Release the Wiseau directs Gremlins. But how about we sit down and watch the actual movie ourselves? You guys ready to watch the movie?
Oh hell yeah!
Absolutely. So folks, if you got a copy, if you got the Blu-ray, the VHS, the DVD, whatever, pop it in. It is streaming on HBO Max as of this recording. But as we've all mentioned before, the internet is a vast place. So queue up a copy and get it rolling, because I'll let you know when we're pressing play. In 3, 2, 1, click. And there's the Warner Brothers logo.
I love that. It's a very haunting, playful, theme Gremlins
It's
has. And
it's definitely a nod to like the early Looney Tunes for sure.
look at this! I mean, this is one of the things which I point out to people with the opening scene of how this movie twists you back and forth in tone. I just think for certain things they could have, brought in some organizers from various Chinese communities and, set it up properly because it feels pretty stereotypically inflamed. I'm white, and if I think that some shit's problematic,
well,
there's probably something going on there.
Honestly, I think it has to do with probably the set design more than anything.
I love the broken down gremlin here.
That's a really nice little joke. Ha ha ha. The car is called a gremlin. He.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's a little esoterical prop joke. But honestly, I think what it is overall is with the feel of the opening scene is just the production design, and that's because that shit was filmed clearly on a studio backlot, so it looks very stylized and very surreal in that fashion. And
it also looks very cramped compared to how they set up the rest of the sets.
Yeah, I think The Simpsons actually even did a setup kind of like this in one of their Treehouse of Horror episodes. I think it was the episode or the segment where Homer was looking for a present for Bart, and a guy like this hands him a cursed Krusty doll, and it turns into like this Child's Play kind of parody, which was really, really funny.
So this actor is Hoyt Axton. And interestingly, he is also a songwriter.
Oh, is he?
He wrote Three Dog Nights, Joy to the
No
World.
way! I love that song.
What?
And, it gets better. It runs in the family. His mother was a songwriter, and she wrote Hound Dog.
What? Elvis? The King?
That wasn't actually the original. His was a cover, but yes.
Okay, right on.
She wrote the original song that was later recorded by Elvis.
Wow.
So there you are.
Who knew?
I told you. I know the weird.
How do you expect to brush your teeth with that tiny thing on that block? How ergonomic is that? It doesn't look detachable or anything. How is that a functional device, sir?
Also, I don't think that's toothpaste. That looks like the pea soup from The Exorcist. It kind of does, doesn't it? Oh, and now we have the introduction to our little creatures for the rest of the film. Really love the sound design of them. Don't touch it. It's evil.
Not evil. Just a little cute fuzzy baby. I wanted a Mogwai toy.
Yeah, little Gizmo is like stupid cute. As a matter of fact, I mean, you can actually see inspiration for Gremlins like everywhere. I know a lot of people were pointing out that Grogu, the Baby Yoda of the Mandalorian, looks like a lot like Gizmo. And you know what?
I think that's just kind of the neoteny of it. Like, you get big cute ears and big cute eyes and a large head, small body. Like, that's a basic formula for cute.
Yeah. Well, I also think that while they were designing it on The Mandalorian, I remember Jon Favreau directly referencing this movie as like not as like inspiration, but as a guide. So yeah, I can totally see why people would make the connection. And plus, I know that they were the inspiration behind the Furbies, which are freaky little fucking things.
I still have a Furby. I've got a baby Furby.
You do?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I still actually have the little crochet doggo that looks like a gremlin because it's got big ears and a dumb little black button nose, and he lives on my dashboard on my car forever. I actually call him Gremlin. So I always am driving around with a gremlin on my dashboard.
Maybe you'll keep the other gremlins from fucking with your car.
Yeah, isn't that the story behind Gremlins? Like, because
Yeah, fucking with airplanes.
yeah, in World War II, the pilots used to joke around like any mechanical failures, it's little monsters, gremlins that were fucking with the parts inside, and it just kind of just kind of spilled out from there. Yeah.
Love that parody sign.
And we just heard the ridiculous 3 rules
Yep.
that, the after midnight rule, which makes no
And now
sense.
it's Christmas! Let's see that town. Let's save our town from whatever problem is gonna show up. Is it gonna be evil bank? Is it gonna be evil landlord?
and-
We don't know yet.
This same soundstage is what was used for Back to the Future as
Ooh,
well.
I
So
can totally
if any
see
of it's
it.
looking really familiar
Yeah.
to you, that's why.
Isn't this basically like the backlot where they shot the town square?
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
there's a
look
clock
right
tower.
there. I mean,
Yep.
there, yeah, there's your clock
Right
tower,
on.
or the
Well, I don't care.
library, whatever,
The
the
diner.
clock building.
I don't
The
really give a
garage.
shit what anyone says. Like, when a movie opens with a song like that and has a title drop like that, fuck you, it's a Christmas movie.
Better hope that child doesn't have a pine allergy. That looks itchy.
Yeah, even if it is like just a costume, that's still gotta be one hell of an itchy costume to wear. Oh, and hey, we have a cameo for the Christmas Story. I don't think that's the actual house, but it kind of looks like the house from A Christmas Story, doesn't it? It's the car in the snow.
What I appreciate about A Christmas Story and Gremlins, it's not as saccharine as a lot of other Christmas movies. I know a lot of people hate A Christmas Story, but I don't feel like I've just been dipped in tooth decay and sugar coming out of watching these movies.
I just honestly, I think Honest Trailers nailed my exact feelings for A Christmas Story. It's that, boy, we've seen this movie so many times. I don't know if I like it or not, or just because or I just find it comforting because I know all the lines. Like, I really don't know. It's one of those weird things that has been hammered into you so many times, you don't even know if you like it anymore.
I mean, I think my family got into it because we're a big Italian family, and we all have to quote the line of "Fragile." That's Italian.
Oh God, where have I seen this guy before? His dad
I think
here.
he's just one of those white dudes, the grumpy white dudes who's just everywhere in 80s movies.
I know exactly where he's from. He's got that weird chin, but he is the gunsmith from the first Terminator movie.
Ah.
Yeah, you recognize him? You recognize him, Sean?
Yeah, now that you mention it.
Oh yeah, and then the reference to Spielberg's movies, A Boy's Life and Watch the Skies, the working titles for E.T. and Close Encounters, respectively. You know, I think I remember reading that Joe Dante, Joe Dante, he put that on the kiosk just so he knew that Spielberg would smile at the dailies later on and not get pissed off at him.
Apparently, outside of like 1 or 2 minor issues, that dog was an absolute joy to work with on
That's
set.
a good boy. Is a good boy.
I
Good
love
doggy.
on that doggy. Oh.
I also
Like,
saw
what's
a
gonna
bunch of-
happen now? Are we gonna have to save the house from foreclosure? What kind of plot will we have in this Christmas movie?
Yeah, there really isn't much plot in this movie, is there? It's just that we spend a little bit of time with our main character, Billy. Then the gremlins show up, and then really the rest of the movie is just the gremlins fucking around.
I think it's a bit
Which-
of like a bit of containment and survival is most of the plot outside of that going on.
Yeah,
Also
for the most
trying
part.
to do some sort of, I guess, trauma therapy with the female lead.
I guess it's just like, the plot is really bare minimum, but it's so much fun and so entertaining, you really don't care that it's just like, the last 45 minutes of the movie is just these gremlins just fucking with people's day. Because it's done so entertainingly well. Oh my god, I forgot how.
Oh,
friggin-
this lady. This is why I
yeah.
like bringing this up to
man.
be like, oh boy, where's the plot going? And someday
Yeah.
when I show this movie to people.
That sound this guy makes, just oh. I don't know why that makes me chuckle.
Also, that is a huge porcelain figure if the head is that big.
Is it porcelain, really?
It breaks kind of like some sort of ceramic.
Oh, okay, because I thought it was just plastic. Again, it's been a while since I've seen this.
Ah, landlords. Hated them ever since the 80s.
Yep.
I'm sorry, being a landlord isn't a job. It's an investment if you want to put it generously.
Yeah. You listening, people? Fight the power! Okay, boomer.
Yeah, just look at you leeching off hardworking people so you can prance around being mad about, oh boy, you're going to have to wait 2 weeks to leech off these people even more.
You know, it's weirdly counterintuitive, but the only way to make this character more over the top if she was British, just so she could make I say, you know, just frustrated British noises. That's the only way to make that character more over the top. But I'm glad they didn't go for that.
I mean, they're good. She's basically going, and your little dog too, half the time.
Yeah.
Such a good doggy actor.
At least.
No, that's not legal. However, that was okay, little bit historical fun fact. It's only recently that it's been thought that basically the family dog and cat were pretty irreplaceable. It was a norm up until like a decade or two ago. You're going on vacation, euthanize your cat or dog so you don't have to board. And then you get a new one on the way back.
Yeesh.
Yes, that
Yeah.
was the norm to raising pets from like the 50s on when commercial cat and dog food made it a lot easier.
Wow, boomers really are the worst. Oh, wow, it was ceramic. All right. All right.
Fuck you, lady.
Get him! Get him!
Yeah.
Sicker!
However,
Sicker!
that probably means at that point the
Bite
dog
her
would
mo-
be put to sleep under modern animal control laws, depending on the severity of the injury and the exact statutes of the county.
She should have bit her obviously fake mole off.
Yeah, I know a little too much about animal control laws.
Well, you're just an educated human.
Or like I obsess over the care of my animals and how what they do, basically anything they do leads to like death for them and maybe a fine, or if it's abuse, a jail time for you. Whereas they get to die. Yeah. But train
Oh,
your
hey,
animals,
cameo!
everyone. PSA. Oh yes, that dude. I see him everywhere. Wasn't he like
No.
in the Michael J. Fox sitcom or something?
No. Well, that's Judge Reinhold. But I was talking to the guy sitting next to Billy, who he showed his drawing to. The other guy with the glasses. That is the great Chuck Jones.
Oh.
Yeah, wait, I think he's coming up here. in
Oh,
just
that's a
second. I
fun
wanna cut.
little cameo.
Yeah. Get out of the way! Get out of the way, Judge!
God, okay, he says I'm a vice junior
Yeah,
president.
there he
23
is.
just reminds me, like, I'm 26 in American Psycho, and I make all this money and obsess over business cards. That's what that dude sounds like to me.
So
Like, holy
basically,
shit, when I was 23, I was working 13 hours a day
so,
in a
so,
regular schedule in a lab, making
so
16
Connie,
bucks an hour.
so Connie, you basically mean he's basically Patrick Bateman from American Psycho.
A small town Patrick Bateman. I don't think he kills people in this movie.
Who knows? In a movie like this, anything goes. Am I right?
Working two jobs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh wait, she's
The way
volunteering here. Why the hell are you volunteering at a bar? Demand payment to get abused by all of these scummy customers who are like grabbing your ass and shit.
I believe it's called family business.
Wait, she's related to the owner? I must have missed that at some point. Heh,
Oh,
foreshadowing.
that's really good foreshadowing. Love it.
Also, dangerous. You should have secured that a long time ago.
Hey!
No, it can't be too secure. You gotta be able to grab it in an emergency.
Hey, Frank Capra.
You know, and there's a movie that I also feel doesn't leave you feeling like strychnine sweet.
Yeah, you know, everyone's...
It's a Wonderful
Yeah, I
Life.
like how it gets you thinking about your impact on other people and whatnot.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone say, "Oh, It's a Wonderful Life" is such a cheery movie. I'm like,
No.
really?
Like,
I mean,
a bunch
hell,
of people die because that dude's not around.
And plus, let's not forget that, you know, even though, you know, James Stewart is financially bailed out at the end by the town, Mr. Potter really doesn't get any consequences for his actions. As a matter of fact, he keeps the stolen money and just gets away with it. You know?
Okay, you're right.
Yeah. So, like, It's a Wonderful Life. Not quite as cheery as you might imagine to be.
Yeah.
But it's still one of my favorites to watch over the holidays. Like, I you know, we're here for the unorthodox movies, and that one really is kind of a Christmas classic, especially since the weird copyright thing that happened to it in the late 50s and early 60s. But yeah, I still love watching It's a Wonderful Life, as does my mom.
I wonder who gave them the swords, honestly.
I want to
At
know
this
the
point,
story of the
it's not like
swords
swords
too.
were easy to get.
Maybe there is like a local
I mean,
Ren
they weren't
fair.
necessarily hard to get, and he clearly travels a lot for what he does.
That's
so.
fair.
That's a good point.
Also fun is, while there was a script, and, like, Hoyt knew the story very well, he just decided to ad-lib most of his lines.
Thank goodness you're not waiting for Christmas with this shit. Gizmo would have starved to death. Yeah, it totally sounds like a puppy because those are puppy noises. Have you never experienced a puppy?
Those are exactly puppy noises when you shake a puppy.
I hope
Billy-
you've not shaken a puppy.
Oh, right.
Well, I mean, clearly not a puppy, many puppies.
Oh boy.
Oh, here we go.
One of the cutest fucking scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, PSA, do not give people animals for Christmas if it has not been talked about and prearranged prior.
Yeah.
Do
it's
not
ki- it's kinda
saddle
like
people with unwanted responsibilities.
Yeah, it's kind of like buying a car, you guys. That's something you don't surprise. I don't care how rich you are. Ooh, the puppet.
Oh, little paws. Look at your little paws.
That's Grogu
Aw.
before Grogu, you guys.
But with fur, so it makes it a little bit better.
Oh, it kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah, because it looks less like a human baby, because human babies are gross.
Yes, they are. I'm in agreement with you on that one.
So, I mean, obviously absolutely adorable, horribly finicky, and $30,000 to $40,000.
Oh,
a
yeah,
piece.
those animatronic puppets were not cheap to make.
Hey, at least you don't have them crawling after you for college tuition.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Mogwai specifically translates to demon, by the way.
Okay, I remember reading the novelization a long time ago. I remember reading something like Gizmo specifically was a really nice Mogwai. It seems like generally Mogwai run like total assholes a la Stripe. So yeah, we don't need more Mogwai.
Oh,
Aw.
poor baby. No flash photography will be allowed.
That definitely gives new meaning to say cheese. So time for dustbats.
Don't feed him after
See,
midnight.
They're gonna say it!
They
They
have-
said it! They said it!
They have this whole thing, they're like, don't give him a bath. And I'm just like, are they chinchillas? We never get to see how he cleans
Also, you
himself.
get to-
I am
Also,
I mean,
you
pregnant.
see them
dust?
drinking booze later. Like, doesn't that count?
Right?
I mean, especially if it's diluted alcohol, it's gonna have water.
Yeah, like,
No, you just go, you get them fucked up all the time, get them fucking 200 proof lab supply alcohol, and just fucking party with your mogwai.
But see, everyone saw, how cute Gizmo was. They're like, hey, let's go see this movie. And then they were like, wait, what? What happened?
Well, remember, like, Gizmo was supposed to turn evil, quote, evil too. Like, they were all supposed to be little bastards. But yeah, Spielberg and Joe Dante looked at that and I'm like, that is way too cute. And the kids who watch this are, oh, the hat. I love the hat.
And the puppy's jealous.
But they were like,
rude.
Oh, we can't do that. Like, we got to have one good gremlin in here. Otherwise, the kids are going to be permanently traumatized.
In the trash.
So what you're telling me is there should have been no good gremlins.
Well, originally that was the idea.
No. I understand that, but you're like, or kids would be traumatized. So I'm like, oh, so have no good gremlins.
I mean, honestly, that wouldn't be half bad. Just kind of go like balls to the wall, Little Shop of Horrors, where the world just ends and they take over the film and everything.
Yep, could be.
Oh, I'd cuddle that gremlin.
Ooh. Although I really love the reason why they have the excuse for, or the rule that they don't like bright lights. So that way any of these puppet shots are in darkness so that the shadows could be hidden.
Oh,
Yep.
That's a good point.
Yeah, they apparently working these puppets were a bitch and a half. So they were like, all right, we're gonna just make up a rule that they can only be in shadow so we can actually get this fucking movie rolling. And I imagine, that's it's those stupid rules that what was it? They were said like less than 6 minutes into the movie. And Joe Dante, who was making this, like, I can't believe I tricked the audience into buying such a stupid concept so early. They should have walked out like 5 minutes into the movie.
I mean, that's kind of story writing, though. I mean, if you're writing a fantasy, it's just kind of primed for you to accept whatever premises are coming up. Unlike sci-fi, where you want it to connect to some sort of existing scientific principle.
So...
Oh boy, that's
yeah.
a mess.
Fun fact, I can't remember if it's the director or who, but one of the guys who made this movie still has that prop.
I think that's Joe who's got it.
Man, just imagine cleaning up the set between those takes.
Ugh, it's everywhere.
Oh, there he is. 80s star.
Wait, I watched The Lost Boys recently. Is that actor in The Lost Boys?
Yup, that is Feldman.
Ah. That's Sludge, child.
Hey, you guys want to feel old? He's
Yes.
50 now.
I don't feel old, but I see her. Yep, here we go, heteronormativity, because of course Gizmo's gotta have a girlfriend.
It was the 80s.
I know. Aww.
Man, you gotta really appreciate those the facial work that they're doing.
It
on
is
those
so
puppets.
good.
I love that I love his room though. I mean, Road Warrior posters.
Oh hell yeah!
Conan comics, like
the
so
brick
fun.
wall. This is like the cool.
It's so cozy.
It is, because I really hate those rooms where it's just like an overhead light. No, give me a bunch of lamps and so I can have like a bunch of mood and atmosphere to my space.
Also, it looks lived in, unlike a lot of movie bedrooms I've seen.
Yeah,
It's a bit messy. He's not quite exactly like a slob, but he's
where
put
it doesn't
things
look like the September issue of IKEA.
I mean, not gonna complain. I love me some IKEA, but people don't live like that. Even me.
No. Wow, look at even the work on the nose.
So there was one point where there were so many problems with them trying to get the puppets to work, that everyone fell asleep waiting around for them to work so they could actually film.
I believe that. I've been on a set like that before, where we're just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting just to get the stupid things lined up so we can get the fucking shot and roll.
No, poor baby.
No, don't.
The birthing process is painful and completely avoidable.
Whatever that was, kill it with fire. Kill it with fire.
Tribbles! I love me tribbles.
It's a tribble. He crapped out a tribble.
Oh God.
Man, that is amazing puppetry. And plus, you know what really sells the puppetry? It's not just the amazing artists that are working below the desk on these things. It's also the sound design that sells it. You know? Oh shit, it's multiplying.
Oh, poor Gizmo. He had to birth quadruplets, was it? Or was it quintuplets?
I lost count.
Oh. Eat them, boy. Eat them, Barney. Save us the entire movie.
Yes, please. Because shit is gonna go down.
Oh, yeah. Oh!
Man, that's so amazing. That is so, as effects wise in 1984 to have a puppet take up an entire close up and you're like, no, we're gonna make these things believable, even
I
in
think that's more of a
extreme close up.
mohawk.
Woo!
Ooh.
This little bastards bite.
Well, if you got a mouth, you can bite. I can bite, you can bite, Sean can bite.
I'm not.
Rawr. Oh. I just gave birth, damn it. I'm gonna be exhausted.
It's like,
I think it's more that that's the face of a man who's been down this road before and knows it goes nowhere
Oh, yeah, I
good.
guess the story
You know,
of how
actually,
he ended up in that shop.
actually, you know what? I imagine that is that look on Gizmo's face where he's looking at his kids. He's like, "Oh, I am never gonna financially recover from this with the child alimonies. My child care bill just skyrocketed. God damn it." That is the look of every regretful parent.
Okay, when is this dude gonna learn? Unless you can detach stuff from the the bathroom, buddy, it's not gonna work. I'm not gonna fucking shave my face with holding like a 2-pound block of random crap.
Oh,
Right.
he just is in his face.
Delicious.
Honestly, I really love it because I can imagine this was just a field day for the prop masters. Like, when you have any movie that, especially like, you know, pre-1995, and there's a script with an inventor, the prop department is going to have just a field day. Not just with the stuff that he's working with, but all the shit in the background, too. Like, that's where it gets
I
fun.
think there's a crossover.
Oh, yeah.
Hugh from the Bond films with the dad from Gremlins.
There you go. And maybe also throw in Rick Moranis from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh,
Because why not?
Yeah. I don't know. They're a little small. I don't know if they're ever going to replace the family dog. Oh,
Aww.
poor Gizmo.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I could positively reinforce their asses to behave if they just seem to be intrinsically malevolent, though.
They're just little ass.
Right.
You know what? I think that's that might be the thing is, you know, because they're essentially baby gremlins, they're just even more assholes than normal.
It's their self-defense mechanism.
Yep. Oh shit! And here we go. Now they're coming around to raise some hell.
How's it feel to be a proud
Again, that sound
grandparent at the age
design.
of 23, kid?
Oh, you little
Smug
bastard.
little butt.
That is a Jack Nicholson face right there.
Oh,
No, not the doggo.
But, like, everyone is collectively happy, though, that the dog is
Yeah.
alive and got a reprieve from being
Oh,
killed.
he's
Yeah.
so traumatized, though. The
oh,
poor
look at your baby.
Oh my god, the look on his face is just like, human, please help. Oh, hey, the electric hammer. Hey, Gremlins, guess what? Simpsons did it.
He.
Actually, you know what? Because this came out before The Simpsons, you could argue that they ripped this off. The Simpsons ripped them off.
Yeah. Oh no, I would not trust any coffee out of that thing.
Don't do it. Oh god. I'll just
This
have
is
a
how we
Mr.
end up in
Coffee.
the hospital.
Yeah. Oh god.
Ooh, that looks like tar.
It probably is. I mean, again, really, when you have like a prop or when you have an inventor in here, wait. Is that
There's
thing
the
running?
artichoke! I've never noticed that before. The artichoke connecting to a speaker.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, wait, what is with the artichoke? What?
I think someone just slapped something together for their assignment as a low-level prop tech and just went, okay, this works.
The prop humor in this is really funny. Wow, it's a lot funnier than I remembered.
Yes, because the smartest person in our town is the science teacher.
Right?
I do appreciate that we've got a black man as a science teacher, though. That's great.
Well, yeah, but you really gotta love that he's the most qualified person to do this stuff.
I mean, science education and scientific research are two different skill sets.
Yeah, he's like
They
doing 8th grade
overlap.
biology.
I mean,
And
you
you
also
also
have
gotta-
to ask, what was his field, his most focused upon field of study in college?
Yeah, because honestly, I feel like if this were, this was just literally like a lazy shorthand for an in-town character to run the experiments. Because if this were to have a little bit more, I don't want to say thought, but a little bit more logic, maybe is the word I'm looking for.
I would go to the vet.
The teacher would have looked at that and been like, I gotta make a phone call and
Oh,
calls
yeah.
up some dudes at the Pentagon. Actually, that should be the premise for Gremlins 3.
OMG.
Same setup, but the kid takes it to his science teacher, and his science teacher calls like his brother-in-law who works as a scientist in the Pentagon, and then it spreads from Washington to New York and all
Love
over
it.
the U.S. and the Gremlins just take us over. Like, just end it in full balls to the wall, Little Shop of Horrors way, you know?
Ew.
Yeah, that sounds like, man, get on that, Warner Brothers.
I've had the most problems with American-made cars, so you shut up. I am swapping to fucking Volkswagen with my car boots.
You know, I do have a Volkswagen. It runs very
God,
well.
I've got a Cruise, and I'm just kind of done with its shit.
I stick with Ford because I had one of my old mechanics was had
Don't
probably
drive
one of the
drunk,
best
children.
things. It had one of the best things to say about me, and he's like, "Oh my God, how is this thing running still?" Oh, it's a Ford.
Good on you.
Come on.
Hey, I just love how this guy's still partially right. Oh
Yeah.
man, what I miss. What I miss because of the fucking pandemic. I love singing Christmas carols.
Mm.
Oh.
I
You know
mean-
what? And maybe I know a couple people who live in neighborhoods. Maybe we can pay them a distance visit with some carols.
Maybe.
And-
I mean, singing expels a lot of particles. And
We'll be masked.
fun aside, I got
I
yelled
said-
at, not yelled at, but talked to a lot by the choir director when I was younger because I could project and I didn't know how to turn it off. and it overshadowed everyone else.
If we're going to go Christmas caroling, I demand Weird Al Christmas.
Oh, please,
I don't
yes.
know those.
Yes. Let's get weird
yes,
and crazy
I love this
with them.
weird turnaround from the female lead, but I love it that she's just blatantly talking about her feelings and the truth about the holidays.
Oh yeah, I think that was the thing that they really wanted the female lead in this movie to be absolutely wholesome, which is so strange that they cast her because the Phoebe Cates, because she was really coming off big time from Fast Time at Ridgemont High, that Joe Dante actually watched her and saw, and despite the notoriety from it, Joe Dante still said, well, yeah, you were wholesome in that movie. I don't know the logic behind it. I hadn't seen it. I mean, I know the scene that, that made Phoebe, as we all have, let's be honest.
I haven't.
But I'm like, all right. But we still remember from this one. I know Sean does, for sure. That's right.
Well, I mean, the actual reason she doesn't like Christmas, that story is
so good.
God.
I love it.
It's so what the fuck? I actually hear they make fun of it. Don't they make fun of it in 2?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Because I could have sworn, like, hearing somewhere that they make fun of it in 2 to the point where she starts doing another one involving Abraham Lincoln, and it gets so ridiculous that they cut her off and don't even let her finish.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it's not out of, like, anything. It's more poking fun. It's like that Santa speech was so out of left field and what the fuck that they had to acknowledge and make a joke out of it in the second one. Because I think that's what, Joe Dante was doing. He was just so horrified at this movie that he created, and he's like, what the hell? None of this makes sense. This is stupid. It's entertaining stupid, but it's really kind of stupid, and I'm just going to make the fun of it.
Well, look, the movie was written more as like a straight horror film and then made into like half horror film, half family comedy.
Oh,
Yeah.
look, I'm doing bad
yes.
science teacher.
Oh, yes, more bad science. Yay.
Because not bad and like evil,
So-
but bad like there's no record keeping or you think there'd be some mention of what it is or what kind of effect is going on? Oh wait,
You'd
the
think
blood
he'd
draw.
have, like, a
Why
video
do you need
camera.
blood from this guy? What do you have beyond the ability to do a basic blood type test? Do you have for like 80s science supplies?
I'd like to...
Also, that looks like the fakest
Oh, I
blood
know,
ever.
right?
It looks like orange candy.
Well, in all fairness, though, what does gremlin blood look like? Maybe it does look like that, Sean. Shut up, is what the director is trying to say.
No.
Oh, hey, the Coke and are those Skittles or are those Reese's Pieces? Because somehow I feel like that's a reference to E.T.
Oh, look at them being naughty.
Boy, that must have been horrible on the animator's hands to make them bounce back and forth that long. Don't you dare.
He's gonna do it.
They already
No.
dared.
That's where they whisper in Jawa language, right?
What? You just leave your fried chicken in the fridge uncovered so it can taste like everything else in the fridge?
Because
What are you doing?
props! Ooh.
Oh, I
Oh
just
my
love this
God.
shot. It's just so grotesque and visceral. I love this scene.
Man.
Yeah, it's very much like the moment where I think the first moment where it's like there's a little tonal shift. It's like, oh.
Well, again, I just love how ballsy the effects guys got that, no, we're going to have extreme close-up with these faces and these puppets because we believe in them so strongly. And we're going to make them really, really grotesque.
But at the same time, they absolutely were so angry.
Oh,
at them all the
yeah.
time.
As a matter of fact, didn't they write new scenes just so that they could kill more gremlins?
Well, no, they had an entire list of things they wanted to do because of how fed up they were with it, which is why that dart scene gets added where they're throwing darts at him. It's because they let him have one of the torture scenarios they came up with put into the movie because of how fed up with these puppets they were.
Oh, man.
I believe it.
But hey, I'm just glad that their pain and suffering, panned out, because boy, we got a fun movie out of it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
oh shit, he ate it. He
it-
ate the
Oh.
sandwich. Why would you leave the sandwich out right where he can get it?
Bad
Again,
science teacher.
bad.
yeah.
Hide your wife, hide your kids. Aw, poor
Oh,
Gizmo.
Gizmo, he's a sleepy. Also, I just realized, and I feel like I know they're not really setting this up, but because I've seen Gizmo with those 3D glasses, how easy would it be to have Gremlins be Gremlins 3D?
Ooh.
I mean, for
Oh,
real.
I like how gross these little sacks look. I love it.
Yeah, this scene is brought to you by H.R. Giger. It really
Right.
feels like Giger,
It's
doesn't
like,
it?
was I watching a Christmas movie or Alien?
Yeah,
Why not both?
Right? Well, best of both worlds. No, but
Yes,
you
the
let him eat
80s
after
fashion
midnight.
of cut-up sweatshirts. Well, of course, the mother does all the emotional labor and management of the household. Of course she remembers.
Oh, those little bastards changed the time.
This is why we've got battery-powered clocks on the wall now. They at least have to work next time.
And,
That's
plus...
why we have cell phones.
Exactly, I was about to say, our phones. Yeah, that shit does it like magic. Oh, yeah, it looks like a xenomorph jizzed in there.
I have seen some porn that might fit that description.
I mean, also, I understand why you need to cut the cage at this point, but you put it in a bigger cage.
I mean, nobody in this movie really thinks anything fully through.
No. Honestly, it goes full, like, it takes the lazy shorthand, but it makes up for it in its style and its presentation,
Oh, wow, Mom. You go balls to the wall for your homekeeping. I applaud you so much.
She's so, you're right. She is very supportive of her husband's stupid weirdo doodads.
Oh, yeah, like, she only makes the vaguest of complaints, and then really when it starts doing something really dangerous.
Yeah.
And like, she runs the household so well. Oh, I love HR. Not the HR
this
guy,
shot.
H.W. Wells.
Hi, Steven Spielberg. Yep.
Yep.
And Robbie the Robot
Robbie!
for no reason. And the movie's composer and Alien composer, the guy who wrote the Alien score, Jerry Goldsmith. The dude in the dude in the hat behind the dad. Yeah, that's Jerry Goldsmith, one of the greatest composers who ever lived. But I also love the time machine in the background, and now it's gone.
Right.
That is fucking
you can't
hilarious.
give an award. Guy's gone.
Just do me a favor, if that really is the H.G. Wells time machine and it went back, just do me a favor and tell Guy Pearce not to do a remake.
No, because she's the worst.
No.
See if there's some sort of flaw in your apartment and call the appropriate office to put your rent in escrow and shit.
At least we can say we can say that Cruella de Vil had a little bit of class and a little bit of energy that was fun and entertaining. But Miss
She encouraged
Deagle,
people to spay and neuter.
yes, but there is no redemption for Ms. Deagle. Like, fuck off. And boy, you can't
Train
wait
wreck.
to see her get her comeuppance. Because, as soon as her character is introduced, you're like, dead. Like, we are just going to...
Right.
She is going to get some severe comeuppance, and we are here for it.
Which is really weird to say when you're on the side of the evil gremlins over one of the
I
humans
know,
in this movie.
right?
But, yep, here we
I mean,
are.
it seems like the Rosetta Rat has found an ally with the Gremlins.
Yeah. Boy, hey kids, you remember when we had actual film reel projectors in the classroom?
Oh, God.
Right.
That was my youth.
No, I had CRT TVs.
Yeah, I had the TV. It was usually when when the teacher was really hungover, the TV would be wheeled in, and most people remember Bill the Science Guy, but I remember watching the MythBusters mostly.
Yeah,
Oh,
the TVs getting wheeled in wasn't until like high school, maybe late middle school. We definitely had reel-to-reels.
Oh yeah, man! Look at that puppetry. The smoke too. The smoke is so extra. They don't need to do that, but they
Just look at the slime.
Yes, that's what horror movies nowadays are really missing. Real goo. Use real goo, movies. Use
you gotta
real
make
goo.
it look like a vagina. You gotta go the aliens route.
Do you know how much radioactive material is just lying around out there? Get some. Come on.
Yeah, bullshit.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, no kidding. Also, seriously, what the hell were they watching?
Something about circulatory systems and large versus small animals.
Yep.
I feel like
Which
this
I
film
think
was...
this is an appropriate background to like the rising tension, and you can see the
Oh,
heartbeat
absolutely.
in the background.
I'm actually curious if they filmed that specifically for the movie or if they got some archival thing. Now I feel like this was actually filmed for the movie. Like they just had like a B unit and have someone direct and make that real quick.
Oh.
Oh no!
And a face car helmet.
It begins. We also I really love the lighting with the fan.
It seems like we're in kind of an undulation pattern.
Oh, it's not even the fan.
The
It's
wheel
the,
and the fan and the heartbeat.
Oh, it's not even the fan. It's just the reels. But still, that's really cool.
Ooh. Yes, because you should feed an animal who you don't know what it eats a fucking chocolate bar.
He kind of is the worst scientist, isn't he?
I mean, to be fair.
All he does is... Yeah, he's... Oh, you know what? He's the least qualified scientist in movie history.
I mean, he's not a scientist, though. He's a science teacher. It seems, on average, look at all of his setups. He seems to do a pretty good job as a science teacher. He seems to give a shit. And...
Yeah. But in handling a unknown creature, pretty kind of stupid.
Well, obviously, as I said, you don't just cut the cage, you put it in a bigger cage, like...
Yes, you stick your hand where you don't know what's under there.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to lose a finger or two.
Or worse. Snip, snap.
Don't put your hand in there! Don't do it! Yum, yum.
Aw, poor guy.
Finger food.
Have a safe and happy holiday. Yup, totally.
Oh, yeah, he's having a very Merry Christmas now. Man, I don't care who you are. Like, the look and sound of those old movie projectors is something else. It's really hard to make, like, digital projectors look very cinematic these days.
Okay, what the fuck was in there?
I'm sorry. but the syringe in his ass makes me laugh. Like, how did the gremlin know to use that?
It just seems they've got some sort of preternatural ability to just mess around with things?
Probably. I mean, that is their whole shtick.
Apple.
Oh, yum, yum. Forbidden fruit.
No! Apples are perfectly tasty. Yep, glass is tasty.
Oh, wow. Wait, was that shot stop motion?
Maybe.
Oh, that's deep. Yeah, because I know that they were kind of kicking up the idea of having the creatures all stop motion, but they realized with the kind of time that it would take for all these little buggers to be running around would be just an astronomical amount of time. Plus, they'd have to composite it in with actors on plates where they're not interacting with anything; they're just miming it. So they're like, "No, we're gonna go with the puppets."
Are you gonna disinfect
it
that
really...
dude? Are you gonna wash your hands? Well, a little too late for that now.
Yep. Nope. Run, stupid! Oh.
I love that's a great first reveal.
It is.
Right when you think you're safe, in the nurse's office.
And I also love even though it's obvious to us now, but you really gotta love the sleight of hand camera movements. Like, it's clearly just, oh god, no!
So yeah,
no!
The darts right here. This was demanded because they were just so fed up of dealing with the Gizmo puppet.
Get it, Mom!
Get him!
Also, I'd eat those cookies.
It's like, yes, somebody has
Someone
a brain.
insert the psycho music.
Although, again, in the original, the mom was supposed to get beheaded by them and the head thrown down the stairs.
Really?
That was in the original script. They were just like,
oh,
no, we're not doing that.
Me.
Good God. This movie was kind of hardcore.
Right? I told you, this was supposed to be, like, more a horror movie.
I'm kind of glad that they went with the comedy route, because...
yeah.
Honestly, I can't really think of a really big horror comedy like
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
No. I'm talking about prior to this, because we've had.
Oh yeah, no,
we've had
not really.
hundreds
Meet
of
the Wolfman.
Maybe, because I can't really think of a lot of effects-driven horror comedies before Gremlins. I think maybe American Werewolf in London.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, great one. And we did do that episode a couple years back. So if you want to check us out there too, we'll just check out our episode for American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, the transformation scene's as hot as fuck.
You know, I love that moment where it's like clearly they have that musical tone. Like, because clearly they put on a record, but, like, her face, and I'm just like, I wonder if Little Drummer Boy ever has that effect on anyone else.
No, honestly, I think it was the moment that she picked up the knife, she realized, oh, shit, I'm in a horror movie. And then the music starts playing from downstairs, and she's like,
Here we
oh,
go!
shit, I am definitely in a horror movie.
Get it, lady. Defend yourself in your house.
I got a 50-50 shot of surviving this horror movie because I'm white. Let's go. Oh, great shadow work.
Ooh.
Again, because, I know that they're using all these sleight of hand ways where there's really no other way to shoot these movies, given the effects that they're using. But I love the weird sleight of hand where you can really tell that these are locked on puppets that are made almost specifically for individual shots. Oh.
Oh, I just love the veininess of the ears.
Yep.
Oh yeah, get for the scene that scared the shit out of my sister.
Kill it! Kill it! Yeah!
This is when she had to leave the room.
Oh my god.
One down.
Yeah.
I feel like Peter Jackson stole that gag for Dead Alive.
Yeah,
on.
look at her go! She's doing so well.
Paint a star on there, and she can be a female Captain America.
I'm here for this.
Yeah.
Yes,
Little
stab this
bastard.
shit!
Yes.
Yeah! Get it!
Kill them bastards.
Yeah, oh my god, this scene!
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's gonna nuke it. Yeah. Oh, no.
Flea and tick killer.
Oh. Oh, yeah. She's like, shit, how many are there? Oh, dual wielding. Dual wielding. Yeah.
She's not
let's go
letting
get
her
'em.
guard down anymore.
Yeah, let's get him. Actually, by the way, something really cool happened to me over the summer. I actually went to a museum of the weird, and I actually got to see in person one of the original Gremlins animatronic puppets. Yeah, it was
Ooh.
fucking cool. Like, and the cool thing is, it was made of silicone, so the outer skin was still intact.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was awesome. Oh yeah. Throw it in the fire. Destroy it. No. Isildur! No, wrong movie.
Oh, I just love the sweat. It's so good.
Right. Brilliant fake out, but nope.
Teehee.
Oh shit, man. See, now I know that they've got to exist out there somewhere, but I got to get me a little gremlin to put in my Christmas tree this year. With those red light up eyes too. But yeah, isn't the movie basically here on out just the gremlins fucking with everyone's day?
Mhm.
It's amazing. We had like an hour set up for just that. Oh, here we go. Foreshadowing picks up.
Yeah.
Home run. Right in the fire. Burn, baby.
I love that shot in the fireplace.
I want that to be the shot for my fireplace music YouTube
Yo,
channel.
there, how cool would that? Okay, how cool would it be if we got like someone carved a gremlin head out of wood and put it in the fire? That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be a great Yule log one year. Shit, I gotta write that down.
That's gonna be a fun accident to explain.
You know what also
What's
we should
up?
point out? Snow typically melts when you step on
Oh,
it.
it's like asbestos or cornstarch or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, snow melts when you step on it. So what are happening when the gremlins are walking in the snow? Why aren't they just reproducing en masse?
Yeah,
Oh
that's a
my
good point.
God.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that's wasn't that another thing that they poked fun of in the sequel? Again, I haven't seen it, but I've heard that it pokes fun of it all the time. All the different little rules. Poor guy. You'll be safe in there. Don't worry.
Howie Mandel certainly had work to do.
I feel like this was just like, an indulgence of Spielberg because he's such a sci-fi geek, and he's like, let's put Robbie the Robot in our movie. Why? No reason. Let's just do it. All right.
I mean, there's far
Of
worse
course.
things.
I mean, I kind of would kill to have a cameo of Robbie the Robot in my movie. Why not? But yeah, you're right. Since snow's water, they should be reproducing with every step they take.
Oh boy, time to butcher the YMCA.
Having fun at the YMCA.
Do, 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 do.
Gonna kill some gremlins at the YMCA.
Gonna make them a meal. Gonna.
Hack 'em
Shit,
in.
I'm babbling or something.
Yeah, see, this is where I need to call on my sister. She's got a weird knack for writing parody songs. I'll pitch this to her when we visit for Christmas. And now we have the suspenseful dark.
I mean,
Yes.
look, Gizmo's constantly moving in this scene. Any moment, if that's not working right, start over,
Oh, yeah,
start
man.
over.
Like, it's non-trivial to have your puppet character animated in the wide shot. Because, it's one thing, if it's just a close-up. Because then you can have the puppeteer from, out of frame operating the thing. But in the wide shot, damn. Oh, no.
And I love how he's holding his nose like cannonball.
Yeah.
This was intentional. I know what's up, bitch.
Them gremlins can be bastards, can't they? Oh, man. I love Man, I don't know what the hell they were doing in the 80s, but, man, the practical effects were just they had so much fun with it.
Especially the pool shot.
Well, if you think about it, though, it's because that was kind of the pinnacle. Like, computer effects weren't there yet. They've been doing practical effects so long. Like, that was kind of the height of practical effects.
You don't see this kind of extra anymore. I mean, I've seen other horror movies.
You do some. Some people still know it, and it's mostly, sadly, in the horror genre where they know to still do it. Ash vs. Evil Dead was primarily...
Absolutely. Or another, holiday horror movie that I love, Krampus. Weta Digital did a ton of practical puppet stuff because they wanted to evoke this kind of, 80s esoterical practical stuff that they can do. But I don't think since then they've been... Because, like we've said before, we've seen movies that have gone full practical and whatnot, but they've never been this extra, though. And holy shit, wait a minute. The cop's sitting down? Holy shit, that is totally Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad.
I never realized that before.
Holy shit, that's awesome. So this is what the cop job that he was talking about before Breaking Bad. Okay, now this is definitely stop motion. Because I know for a fact that we're not doing that.
Right.
They're walking around. What the hell was he watching? Oh, your shit's gonna get fucked up so badly. Even if you've never seen
that poor
the
man,
movie.
his car.
I know, right? Even though you've never seen this, you see her just, daintily setting the mantelpiece and the decorations, and oh, how cheery. You just know shit's gonna happen.
One of the only TVs still made in America at this point in time.
That's a joke for the ages. Oh, the days before streaming. Well, sir, at least you... Actually, you know what? I think he did fare better in Terminator. Because at least his death was quick.
Yeah.
I wonder if people who grew up on this, who still had cable at the time, and it kind of went out, they would joke that it was the Gremlins.
Not a mouthful of potato chips.
Oh, shit. Boy, they pick up driving real fast, don't they?
Magic.
And I love this. I love the score here.
And I also love the Dutch lighting there to give it that really sell that evil look. Oh man,
That's gonna be interesting to put into the home insurance. Really, you're looking him right in the face, and you're telling him he's crazy.
oh my god, so over the top.
Oof.
Yeah, now it's just okay. Now the film is just like, all right, we're gonna stop the plot, and we're just gonna have the gremlins run around and fuck with everyone.
I mean, it's basically just mayhem o'clock.
It pretty much is, and we got 40 minutes left. 40 minutes of this shit, and you know what? We're gonna be here for every damn minute, because my god, is it entertaining. Whoa! My god, to get some of those shots must have been horrible, because now we're introducing electricity and pyro into these shots next to the puppet.
Oh.
I hate this country. Reagan's a stupid asshole.
Why he basically caused all of modern day problems.
Pretty much. They've gone ape shit. We won't believe in no such things.
Donuts. Oh boy, you love hearing that.
Oh, talk about your Christmas cheer, am I right?
You only have cheer when you're not the one driving. Oh, hell yeah!
Oh yeah, now
Hold on, but did you notice the time? 10:30 to 11:15.
Oh my god.
She's open 45 minutes a day.
oh that
Well,
wow,
we all
she
know
is
she's a rich asshole.
wow, she is a bitch.
Yes, Widow Hughes.
Good kitty, bad human.
I really hope someone took care of the kitties after this. One thing I don't understand is how she has so many flights of stairs and how many floors was her house from the outside shot? $2 bill.
2, I think, yeah.
Oh. I'll take care of those kitties when she's dead.
I think even the cats hate her. You notice how much they're kind of like angry meowing at her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's grumpy over Christmas Caroler. It's like, even if you don't like Christmas, you gotta at least enjoy, like, somebody taking the time.
No, not the water. Anything but the water.
I love this scene.
It wasn't, oh god. I think it was, Chris Columbus, the writer. He kind of, he looked at those the caroling gremlins, and was just like, oh my god, these things are parodies of people. And they kind of are.
I mean, that's kind of the premise.
Yeah. Although, yeah, that actually reminds me of a joke that Spielberg made. He's like, the studio was like, okay, do we really need all of these puppets? Oh, wait.
I love this scene. She's just got a billion floors in her place.
I don't know, but I just love how that portrait is made to look like that dude is really enjoying here fly off the wall.
I'm sure that's a fetish. Remember the time we watched Dead Alive and counted over 100 fetishes?
You know what would have made this movie for me
What's
right
that?
there? If she'd flown in the chair to be impaled on a picket
Now that would have
fence.
been funny. Oh shit. Oh, I'm moving to New Mexico after this one. Help him!
I mean, this is what the cops
Don't just
do.
look at him.
They're
Help
doing
him!
their jobs. The cops fill out the paperwork after a crime happens, don't you know?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Or at least
ACAB.
they beat you to death at a traffic violation.
ACAB. Yeah. But it's okay. These guys get their comeuppance too.
Such
Kid's
great defense,
must
child.
have one hell of a slingshot if he was able to take out one of them.
And those are, oh my god, you're using your parents' good scissors for that? You're gonna get your ass beaten.
No. You just used metal scissors to cut a live wire.
Oh my God.
No.
What?
Nope.
What?
This movie makes no sense, and we're here for it.
No.
Allstate car
Allstate.
insurance.
Are you in good hands?
I got Progressive.
Actually, that would be a fucking great Allstate commercial. just have the Gremlins like tear up a dude's car, and then just have the Allstate guy come in there. He's like, "Don't worry, we got this." It's spreading. I think
It's
that line
always
was-
Halloween.
Damn right, because honestly, I think that was directed towards like any naysayers, like, "Oh, horror movies should not take place at Christmas." Like, fuck off. Let us have
God,
these
Christmas
horror-
can be some of the
Right.
most horrific times a year.
No kidding. Oh my god, that's a lot of cigarettes.
I mean, being cooped in a room with a bunch of family members who hate you just because for some reason you're still obligated to go, that just seems like the setup for some sort of serial murderer. Oh boy. I don't think that's broken, I just think it's full.
It's just overflowing.
Right.
I'm surprised the dude doesn't sound like Krusty the Clown. Just, I need another cigarette. Oh, I already got one in my hand. Oh my god. Seriously, the inventions, they're so all over the place. Oh yeah, and the bar. I love this
yeah.
scene.
Yes!
I love this scene.
And I love the fact that one of the screams is genuine because a cockroach crawled out onto her
Oh.
hand.
Why is she even working? Why doesn't she just run for her life? Also,
I mean, that's what she
seriously,
does with the camera.
how are they drinking? It makes
It's
no
all
sense.
200 proof.
This makes no sense.
Right? They're getting wet all over. How are they not just spawning more?
Like, none of this makes sense, but we don't care because it's so stupid and entertaining.
I mean, I think it's because of portrayal of alcohol laws, because they'd be just born. They wouldn't be adults, so of course we couldn't show them drinking. Because the drinking age is 18, which I assume is maturity.
I love the
Right.
flashing. The flashing.
Strike!
Croquet with the...
Awesome, man. The old Star Wars games, that's something. Oh, and of course the recreation of the famous painting. They even give them caps.
And
And
bow
why's
ties.
that one got a knife?
Oh man, you know, not watching this again, I can see a lot of the influence on other movies. Uh, Unfortunately, most of them are just absolutely horrible, and they should not have been made at all. Movies like Troll, Hobgoblins,
Oh
Garbage
yeah, it
Pail
started the
Kids.
whole like little creature horror.
It did, didn't it? And unfortunately, it gave us movies like Ghoulies, Hobgoblins, and Garbage Pail Kids. But it
I have
also
not
did
seen
give
any of
us
those.
it also gave us Troll, but that's okay because Troll gave us the sequel to Troll, Troll 2, one of
Oh
the best
God,
worst
they're
movies
eating
ever.
her.
No, and then they're gonna eat me. Oh my god! So dumb.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Work
Oh,
it.
this is so 80s. This is so 80s.
Hey, the 80s fashions are coming back, but I think it's been superseded by the 90s. Oh God, 90s Gremlins? That would be dope as fuck. Watching them all in flannel trying to do Kurt Cobain covers.
Here we are now, entertain us. Although, if this movie really was like a straight up like R-rated movie, if they really did go for it, you just know there would be a Gremlin stripper routine going.
I mean, if they got a flasher.
I think there actually may have been some of that in number 2.
Was
if I
there
remember.
really? Oh my god.
They had to make one sexy for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, they're just like. Well, I think it just has to do with their just going batshit insane into the into the realms of debauchery. So to not include it would be a little bit strange, but whatever. But I digress. I'm already putting too much thought into this movie. And hey, I love how her method of fighting these things is essentially your weapon of choice in Fatal Frame. The mask. Oh, I'm out of film. Oh my god, he's got a revolver. Where did he get a revolver?
This is America.
What are you talking about? One of them already shot somebody earlier.
That's a good
Like,
point.
how are
That's
you
a good
missing
point.
this?
There's a lot of shit going on.
Oh.
He's a good boy. It's cool. The plot needs needs to slow down. Oh my god, I love the light show. God, this movie was so extra, especially in the wide shots. Oh, look at the Dutch tilt. Man, they don't do this kind of stylized lighting anymore, do they?
I mean, depends on what you mean. I remember there from the ads for the second Blade Runner, there was lots of bisexual lighting.
Well, I'm just talking about this, crazy horror comedy kind of bright light color lighting. I don't know. It's
I think to do that stuff, you have to really be operating on a set, and I think fewer and fewer movies
that's
do
probably
so
true because like we said, this entire movie was shot on a backlot. So because they wanted it to be artificial and to have that kind of control. So it presents a certain style.
She's gonna say it.
And
She's gonna say it.
and here comes the store. Yeah, this.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
This is so what the fuck.
Oh boy.
Movie keeps me. Oh boy.
I also love the demented, off-key Christmas music in the background. Oh my
Merry Christmas!
God.
That was not a smart move.
My big question to this day is who the hell even has a chimney big enough for a person?
Yeah, that is an important question.
What the hell? Man, that is so all over. That is such an out there speech.
Right. But, like, okay, you get her tragic backstory, but, like, in the middle of this raucous crazy, so it kind of brings the tone back a bit, which
Yeah,
is
it really
good.
yo-yo.
But then you go right back to this
Yeah,
ridiculousness.
the tone really tends to yo-yo back and forth. But it weirdly kind of works for me. I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know why, but it's one of those things that, as you said, it's a movie where if you looked at this on paper, like, this can't work, yet it does.
Although apparently Spielberg and pretty much everyone working on this really didn't like that speech, but Joe Dante, the director, he was so adamant that we're keeping that in.
Yeah.
Even Spielberg was like, I really don't like the scene, but you know what?
Yeah, nobody else was for it. The director was like,
We're
nope.
going for it. And Spielberg was gracious enough to be like, look, I don't like this scene, but this is your movie, so go for it.
And to be fair, it's one of the most memorable moments in the movie, full of ridiculousness.
Absolutely.
So.
And that's saying quite a bit, considering how many memorable moments there are in this.
Right?
I mean, it's an absurd tragedy, which kind of fits the entire thing.
Oh, here's our Disney crossover event.
Yeah.
I actually heard they chose this movie particularly because at the time it was being re-released for its 50th anniversary or something like that. So they're like, hey kids, before you go see the re-release of this cartoon you like, check out this movie where it references it, and all these little gremlins go see it too. It'll be fun. Oh my god.
Man, now I want some movie popcorn. Don't I talk about disgusting? Right? I love the places that let you squirt on your own butter, because I love to absolutely drown it. So I've got a puddle at the bottom of the bucket, and I can stick my fingers in and lick off afterwards.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get nasty with that butter.
Your heart hates
you.
Oh
no, I eat a lot of vegetables otherwise. A high protein, mainly vegetarian diet. I just love popcorn.
Well, fair enough.
A lot.
I don't know if you know.
I tore open the bags of microwave popcorn and licked it to get the butter inside.
How much did they have to pay Disney for this?
It really is kind of amazing, because the only other time I can think of another big Disney Warner Brothers crossover was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. You know? Otherwise, yeah, you're right. I can't imagine this. If this was made today, Warner Brothers would never be able to get that footage. Never.
Yeah, no.
God, I watched that movie over 20 plus times. It was the.
Although I do think the 80s was also the time where Disney was kind of having some of their financial issues. Yeah. So there was like, oh, please give us money.
Yeah, I can see that. It wasn't really till the 90s where they started picking up back again.
Gotta love that Disney Renaissance.
Mm-hmm. They love the movies.
And the mouse ears right there.
Yeah, if this was made today, they'd be watching Looney Tunes because, well, Warner Brothers owns that, and we can just throw it up there without any license issues. As a matter of fact, don't they watch Looney Tunes later on in this sequence? Or is it just me?
I don't think so. Maybe that's the sequel?
Maybe. Because, again, I remember, I pointed out, that the guy that was meeting Billy in the bar, showing him the drawing, that was Chuck Jones. The dude who made all those Looney Tunes cartoons back in the day. And I'm actually amazed that they got him for a cameo for that, because he's, like, he was notoriously shy in front of the camera.
Well, they didn't really show too much of him.
Oh, Stripe is...
Scheme.
Come on. There we go.
Man, everything important happens in the boiler room in 80s movies.
Oh, of course.
Also, I love the fact that she just happened to know where the boiler room was. Like, they didn't. Was there even a setup for why she knew?
It was probably cut for time.
I mean, they live here, so maybe she knows where the map is.
Maybe they established it earlier in the movie, and I just don't remember. But I was just like, wait, how does she even know?
Sometimes a girl just knows. Oh shit! Oh shit! And I love this shot here. It's so great. I feel like this. Yeah.
But see, now they're under the light of a projector. Wouldn't that bright light bother them?
You're right. Head, bucket head.
Fuck it, fuck it. It's a movie, right?
That is so much of what they had to be saying to each other when they were making this. Fuck it, it's a movie, right?
Crush their little hands. Run, run, run.
Hold the door! Hold the door!
Oh, God.
I'm just conjuring up all the PTSD from the Game of Thrones fandom. It's gonna blow! Damn! Yeah, that's the other thing about the 80s. They didn't fuck around with the pyrotechnics. They made them big.
Oh man, Three Musketeers used to also have vanilla and strawberry pieces inside the bar, but they phased them out because the chocolate was the most popular.
Lame.
You can actually, in some foreign markets, still get the other
flavors.
Yeah. I dig it.
I gotta say, controversial opinion, I think the dark chocolate mint ones are the best.
I'm not a dark chocolate person myself, but honestly, I don't take away from anyone from enjoying that.
Sweet. I remember having one of those when I was little. Are those even still being made by toy companies?
I have no clue.
I haven't been to a proper candy store for a long time.
I know, right? Is that the kind of...
Right, because somehow there's no water in a convenience store.
Still, I'm just thinking, man, were they really being so sly and on the nose that we're literally going to let loose in a candy store for the climax?
They're together now, or they're kissing just because they're lead characters. I never understood that.
Hollywood.
Hey, honestly, these bats are solid weapons.
Yeah. Billy the Bat.
I mean, that is a good decision. No lie.
Yeah, that's what always gets me with a lot of modern films. Okay, someone who doesn't know how to use a gun picks up the gun like, the fuck, you're more likely to hurt yourself than target.
Yeah.
Just grab a fucking knife or a baseball bat or something that doesn't require you to, have a proper stance, aiming, and recoil, and all that shit.
Oh. Man, those old school TVs.
Little Gizmo.
You know what just kind of hit me? I just realized what a wonderful satire that this scene could have been. Like, I know it's a little bit late, and we're getting into the final showdown of our main villain, Stripes. But how freaking great would it have been if we got to see a lot more mayhem from all the Gremlins in toy stores and department stores, so that it kind of looked like Black Friday imagery?
Oh.
And again, you get some of, like, not quite to what you're saying, but you get a bit more of that kind of stuff, I would say, too, as well.
Cameo
so.
and an E.T. cameo.
Ooh.
Love it. But yeah, because I watched Dawn of the Dead, the original, recently, and I'm like, man, the social commentary is there, and I can only imagine if they had gone a little bit further with this movie for the climax.
Yeah, it was slathered on like a ladle.
Uh-oh. Not the water.
No. I gotta say, what the hell was that mall powered by? Because I can't buy that mall stayed fully powered forever.
Is he gonna do the thing? No, not yet. Little tribute to Stanley Kubrick, I'm sure.
Also, maybe the inspiration for the Jigsaw puppet.
maybe. It kind of does. That is a little bit Jigsaw before Jigsaw, ain't it?
Oh.
You know, would have been a really great cameo in this scene. I know it didn't. It didn't come out till about 4 years later. But can you imagine the good guy doll from Chucky showing up in the background?
Oh, God.
Just as like a little, that would have been a funny reference. Swing, bada bada, swing. Boy's looking like Luke Skywalker in the middle of Empire Strikes Back. Light bright.
Morning came fast.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Where did he get a mini bowcaster? Oh.
Oh, don't pull it out. Don't pull it out. Wait, it's gone? Okay,
No.
it's there.
But seriously, where the hell did he get a mini bowcaster?
They're in the sporting goods section.
Yeah, but where did he get a mini one? Also,
You
how
break
does he know
open
how
the
to work
case.
it? Oh, shit.
This
We're
is
going
America.
Texas chainsaw, bitches. Yeah, no, he would have sliced through that so quick.
Oh yeah, because don't chainsaws take like a centimeter of
Well, is it aluminum or is it
substance
wooded?
for two?
If it was wooden, he'd slice through that like no time at all. But
it depends on how much pressure he can bring to bear is also part of the problem. If you don't have pressure behind the chainsaw, it's not going to cut.
Hey, also, I also forgot to say, yeah, movie bullshit. There's a lot of that in this. Also, speaking of movie bullshit, Gizmo's driving around in a toy car. Does he have control of that? Like, is there a little mini gas pedal? Is it run
absolutely.
on gas? Like,
You gotta.
like, I'd say explain, movie, but please explain. Whoop. Also, how is a chainsaw moving him?
I think this was the days before they had the emergency, like...
Oh,
the release switch?
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, look, your finger's not on that. We're automatically going to shut off. I think it was before those days.
No, Stripe. No.
He's gonna do the thing.
Don't do the thing. Oh, shit.
This is America.
It is America. Worse, it's America in the 1980s. Yikes.
Ooh,
Get him.
Oh.
Sick him, doggo. Sick him.
Oh no!
Run, Gizmo, drive!
It's very Indiana Jones right now.
It kind of is, isn't it? Oh my god, you're totally right. They should have had him like running away from a giant basketball, or like one of those workout balls. That would have been a great Indiana Jones homage. Why didn't they think that?
I don't know if they were really using the workout balls at this point.
Yeah, that still would have been a really funny joke. I'm surprised Spielberg didn't suggest that.
Oh my god, did he pull it out?
Well, given the problems with the puppet on top of the timing of that.
Why is Stripe just standing there? I guess he's really got a flair for the dramatic. He had to wait.
I guess so. I guess so. That's what I call a baby driver. Aren't you already getting wet?
Yeah. But now the birthing the tribble bits takes time.
Mother puss bucket.
Whee!
Geronimo! Damn. Yeah, they really had to go far with Gizmo, because like it's like, okay, not only do we need to have a good guy little gremlin but we also need to have him save the day. I
love the effects of him melting. It's just so good.
Oh, I love it. One of his eyeballs is popping out, and he looks like he's throwing up pea soup like Linda Blair. Good shit. Yeah.
You look like.
And this is the one scene in particular I could see parents being like, "What am I showing my kid?"
Oh.
Hey, Gizmo's now in the light.
It's fine though. He's the hero.
Once again, movie bullshit. There are rules to the Gremlins, except when there aren't. Poor little guy. Make sure he's dead.
Yeah, I never understood that about movies. Like, ensuring the death. That's a dope-ass skeleton, though. You should keep it. Or, send it to science.
For science!
For science.
Just maybe not to your teacher this time. Oh, no.
Just
there it
puddle.
goes.
I don't know, scoop slime or some shit.
Clean up on aisle 4.
You need the biohazard cleanup kit.
Yeah, he'll probably want the biohazard team to clean that shit up.
The Christmas Eve riots is what they're calling it.
Oh, so basically Black Friday too.
Yeah. So basically, we don't know.
We know shit. So, okay, so this is clearly Fox News.
I mean, I don't think for less. What do you call the people who rent from a landlord? Renters. Wow, I am well educated. I'm sure her renters are happy.
I'm back.
You do not deserve the privilege of the Mont Blanc.
I would have kept the money at that point.
You're corrupting the wholesomeness of my especially Oswald.
Too much TV will rot your brain. Isn't that the weird moral of the movie? Too much TV will rot your brain after all that insanity.
It's more like TV saves the day, if you think about it, though. I mean, Gizmo learned how to save the day by watching television.
Nope.
Yeah, no, sorry. Its impact means way more here, dude.
Actually, I take that back. It's not that don't television rots your brain. It's that take care of your fucking pets. You know, I'm starting to see why you really love why this
I'm not heating the whole
has the
neighborhood.
title of your favorite movie, Connie. Take care of your goddamn pets. Because you do. Oh. We'll be back for the sequel.
Heh. Oh wow, that's a ripoff. Good shit.
It really is. But my one thing, I kind of would have liked him to have not gone to the theme, to have gone to something a little more mellower after they cut that last line.
I still feel a little sad that the old shopkeeper dude is just kind of, yes, here's a living being. Somehow I'm going to use that price of an ashtray is similar to Gizmo. A little sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But wow, I forgot Frank Welter was on this one for the vocals. He's kind of he really is kind of everything, but yeah. But yeah, that was Gremlins. And you know what? Man, I forgot how good this one was and how much fun it is. I mean, again, because I've said it many times throughout this, but even though that, you know, practical effects have made like a comeback and whatnot, and, you know, the animatronics and the puppetry are a lot more advanced, I rarely have seen it, you know, set design and the puppetry and the effects really be this extra. And I understand that, you know, this was kind of the big thing at the time, but yeah, I just don't see them doing this sort of thing, which I kind of empathize with because it's hard, you know?
Yeah, and it's something I think you have to have a lot of passion for, and I don't know the companies that have a passion to do, as you said, this
Yeah.
kind of work. Because, I mean, case in point, I mean, Leica is just cranking out amazing movies. And they're cranking them out at a ridiculous rate for doing stop motion. But it still takes a long time between movies.
That's
So it's
shit.
like, and that's a huge, right, that's a hugely passionate studio. So it's like, you have to have a visual effects department, a practical visual effects department with that level of passion to want to tackle a project like this. And
For
that's,
sure. But yeah, watching it again, how do you? Well, Connie, I really don't think your opinion has changed at all.
Nope, it's still amazing. I would watch it always. I would lock the doors to my house and subject people to it always. It's just, in my opinion, a perfect movie.
I wouldn't say for me it's perfect, but it's definitely super entertaining. Like, it's one of those perfect examples that you can say, look, there's a lot of shit in here that doesn't make sense, but I don't care. The movie is so good at distracting you from all these inconsistencies, if you want to call them that. That's the real great thing about movies, is you can have all these things that don't make sense, but a movie that tricks you into not caring and just going with it is super rare.
Well, a big thing. Well, but it's not. I mean, I agree that it's rare in a sense if the movie itself can do that, but the approach to film is supposed to be the willing suspension of disbelief. And this movie is super fun if you willingly, get rid of your disbelief. Like, chuck that out the window.
If you can buy the first 5 minutes, you're in for a great treat.
Yeah, it's just like, you chuck your disbelief out the window, you dive in, you have fun. I will say, for me, I really do enjoy it, but it's a movie where I definitely would want to be in the right mood or with the right group of people.
Like,
it's not a movie that, there's a lot of movies that's like I can throw on at a drop of a hat. This isn't one of them, but I still really enjoy it. It's one I think everyone should see at some point just because of how creative it is and the ridiculousness and the fun. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely a great movie, and for my kind of people, it definitely works around the holidays.
Totally. Like, seriously, when for you people listening at home, I really hope you got like a group of people to watch this with some eggnog and some gingerbread cookies and just having a grand old time watching this. Because mead, that's the stuff. Now we're talking. Because honestly, it's one of those movies that does have that energy where the crowd really feeds back.
It's
into
revelry,
it, and vice versa.
That's the entire fucking point of this movie.
Yes.
That's why I say, I mean, it's not necessarily perfect on an academic standpoint, but the energy is always appropriate for the pacing of the movie each time.
Fucking A. And it's also a reason why that this movie is a grade A unorthodox Christmas classic. I don't care what people say.
Indeed.
But if y'all have anything else to say about it?
I mean, I think we've well covered it. It's an accomplishment. I think I spent enough time early on, talking about the illustriousness of Spielberg and Dante and Columbus. They've all had amazing careers, and I think it's really interesting when you get people like that together and who respect each other's creativity but are also willing to play off each other and adjust and mold, and you get something kind of special like this.
Totally. And honestly, I would love for at least Joe Dante to come in and produce whatever they're doing for Gremlins 3. I'm just saying, because Gizmo had those 3D glasses, Gremlins 3D has a nice ring to it, especially with those little fuckers throwing shit at you.
I mean, they broke the fourth wall
in
the second movie.
That's right. Yeah, that I did remember watching that clip, which I thought was really fucking delightful. But yeah, I I have a ball watching it. I hope you guys out there listening had a ball listening to it and watching it with us. And yeah, you guys can tune in next week, and we'll be doing another unorthodox Christmas movie. Hope to see you again there. It's been really wonderful having you on, Connie. I really wish we could have you on some more shows in the future.
I mean, just let me know and I'll see if I can rearrange my schedule. Because spending, 2 hours to watch a movie with friends and talk about all I love and hate about it? Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, I've been Tim.
I'm Connie.
I've been Sean.
And you'll never have to watch a movie alone again. Peace.
Bye.